Okay, so here I've got a sphere. Okay, and this little video is going to be about deformations. Okay, so kind of building on the last one, I'm going to just turn this into a polymesh 3D. Although you don't have to do that to do what I'm showing. This will work on either type of object here. Okay, I've got the polyframe turned on. Okay, so you can kind of see what's going on. So if you have something like this and you are struggling to do something that seems like it should be easy to do in terms of changing the shape of an object, but is kind of, you're finding it more difficult than it seems or than it should be, try out some of these things in the deformation or deformation palette right here. Okay, what this is just a bunch of really common deforms that you can use on these things. So for instance, squeeze here, I can squeeze the sides of this thing in or out like so. Okay, and if you look closely, it's really hard to see probably on the video, but each one of these has an X, Y, or Z that you can activate or deactivate depending on how you want it to affect things. Okay, so taper, for instance, in this direction is pulling it towards the right. Okay, let's say I only wanted to affect it up and down. I'm turning off those guys, and I'm going to try this now, and now I get this kind of an effect. Okay, and these numbers reset each time you let go of the mouse. So if I let go here, boom, it goes back to 0, and I can keep doing it. Okay, so you can just keep doing this till you get whatever kind of teardrop effect or something like that you're looking for. Okay, so these little guys up here have to do with which axis is being affected by the deforms. Okay, the other thing that works in this is you can mask stuff. So if I hold down Control, drag a rectangular mask on this, and now taper, it's only going to affect the area that is unmasked, okay, like so. Okay, then remember to clear a mask, you just hold down Control and drag outside the object, okay, like so. I don't know why this is sticking on the screen. Oh well. We'll see. Shift. Okay, so anyway, these things are really, really useful. Okay, so if I wanted to bend this, for instance, that kind of thing. I don't find bend all that interesting or useful. But you can scale things in X, Y, or Z. Okay, you can twist them. Okay, okay, so that might be a really tricky thing to do, but it might be useful if you're making a hat or something, I guess. Squeeze, as I said. Adding noise will just add random deflections to the points on this thing. So that can be useful to mix things up a bit. Inflate is a good one as well. Okay, particularly if you have a mask. Okay, so if I just painted a mask here like this, for instance, and then I hold down Control and click outside to invert that mask, and then use inflate, that thing is going to start pulling out. And then if I do inflate balloon, it's going to do it like that. Okay, so again, some things that would just be kind of a pain or difficult to do in any other way, that might be just really useful for something like this. Okay, so another example here, I'll just get rid of this, hit the T key and delete that. Let me pull the goblin in here, if I still have it around. There it is. Okay, here's the goblin, my goblin thing. Somebody did this, I don't remember who. Control N, clear those guys out. Okay, see, I'm making the same mistakes you guys do. So I hit the T key to get into edit mode like this. Okay, zoom in on that guy. I'm gonna just turn off polyframe here so you can see it in color. So for instance, gravity is a good example here. If I pull gravity, you can see it just starts to pull this down in the Y direction. Okay, now that might be just really tricky to do in any other way, but it's really easy using the deforms, okay? Just like the taper here, okay? And again, particularly in coordination with masks, you can just get a lot of great stuff to happen, okay? So keep that one in mind when you are, frustrated by, trying to get something to happen with the brushes or with the move brush. Try these guys out. They're really, really useful, and a lot of people forget about them when they're in the middle of working on stuff, and they're really great. Okay, on to the next.